All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you guys one of my newest toys that I just got, and I've not opened this thing yet, so I have no idea. It's called the XLR-K3M. I'm going to tell you my use case and why I purchased this and why you might consider buying this. Again, this is not endorsed by Sony. I just happen to have so many Sony cameras. Therefore, I needed an audio system that was going to work for me. I'm a practical entrepreneur. So all I care about is having great audio in my use case for buying this thing. All right, so I'm gonna put away the box. Technically, there's nothing in the box other than this beautiful cover. Recently, I was at a trade show, and my camera, I have a Sennheiser lav mic. That's all I have. It's a great lav mic, and we have a couple of them because, again, once I like something, I just go buy more and more of the same exact thing. The problem was that I was interviewing people at a trade show, and the lav mic here was the only thing that I had was audio, and I felt terrible because there were certain parts of my event, it was getting louder. I was by the door, and then my lav mic is probably barely only able to get me, and then I'm interviewing a guy. I'm like, what do you think is the best part? And then I would have them stand on my right-hand side so that they can get some of the audio in. And I felt like I need a better solution to this. I need multiple inputs of audio. I can't take my whole production system with me everywhere I go. So I went and found this little gadget that I'm going to be going everywhere with. And this is precisely what you might want to do if you never want to have a bad audio day again as you're creating content. So what this thing does is it connects straight into your Sony camera. You don't need to give any power to this, which is the #1 hack. So you connect it right into the hot shoe mount, and it gets power directly, and it connects everything that is recording right inside your audio channel, which is amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Secondly, you have 3 inputs that you can plug in. 2 XLR inputs. Input 1 and input 2 is right here. And then you have one of those regular mics, like a Rode mic input. Input 3. Every Rode mic I have, they'll go in there. And now these are for your XLR mics. Now they're probably a little bit more sophisticated mic that needs that kind of a connection. So if you didn't want to mount it right on top, right? If you did not want to mount this right on top, I'm going to show you guys some clips of how I mounted this camera. So you can connect this piece to the side of your camera or to a cage or something like that, because they give you this piece here. What this is basically you don't have to connect it right next to it. You could put it on the side if you didn't have any room on your camera. And the other piece that I want to talk to you guys about is this built-in mic that they give you. They give you one of these mics that look like a Rode mic that only gets data coming directly at it. So I'm just gonna open this thing up. So the beauty of this is that when I'm in that same situation that I was in Orlando for a couple of days, then I flew out to San Diego for a couple of days. Audio was the crappiest thing that happened to me, right? So I was like, oh, this is terrible. I was like, oh, this is terrible. The audio is not gonna work. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in this built-in mic. Now, I don't know much about the quality of the mic that they give you, but I sure know that because I can plug this in, I'm not gonna leave my house without it. So I have a built-in mic that they're gonna give me, and this is obviously gonna go into channel #1. So this goes into input #1, and that's it. My input #1 is now facing Solomon, talking to the person that I'm interviewing. And then camera #2 I'm gonna plug in is one of the wireless Rode mics, the little tiny things that you put on your jackets or whatever, so that I can have this input, I can have the second input at the same time. You gotta know that I don't do this for a living. I'm a business owner. I happen to be in the content creation business, so I had to learn every single thing by myself. So as I am doing this thing, you guys have to understand that I'm not a pro, okay? I'm a baby. At best, this is what the piece looks like. It looks like a lot on top of a camera if you ask me, but the fact of the matter is it's gonna be a lifesaver for me. It's gonna connect camera audio #1, which is gonna be wireless, so I can handheld and interview whoever I'm talking to about like, hey, what's happening? Get all of their audio as if they're having a lav mic. Secondly, I'm getting a pretty good front end mic, right? Like this is getting all of that audio coming in straight, and my post-production person can listen to all the different channels and pick the one that's best. This is what it looks like from the other side. This is all your management. So #1, if you want to get some more gain, you could do that. Somebody asked me, what's a line versus a mic? If it's a mic, you set to the mic setup. If it's a line, that's like a Rodecaster Pro or something like that. I'm going to take this and my camera and my gimbal, and I am all set, and I'm gonna have the best audio, I'm gonna have the best video, all because of this little device. Now, I don't even need to worry about power for this, which means I don't need to charge it, I don't need a battery pack. Guys, if you're ever gonna do the things that I'm trying to do, you guys are gonna need this device because it will save so much headache later on in post-production with crappy audio, and you don't stress out your video editor. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.